There has been lots of changes that came out just today, and we're gonna go over all of them. They changed how the raids are gonna work, they changed how the reals are gonna work, and we kinda got bamboozled. You dropped these changes early, Agren, you little cheeky boy, didn't you? So let's take a look at them. First of all, we gotta go to Twitter because we gotta look at an encounter my boy Telo had with Agrend, and such an amazing interviewer that Telo is, he actually got him to spill the beans on accident. So let's take a look at this. So Telo was essentially asking Agrend if maybe they could make Molten Core drop reals. Shout out to Telo, by the way. If you like paladins, he's your man, friend of the show. Anyway, Agrend actually answered to him. He said no, and he attempted to explain his reasoning. Basically, he says that you're gonna be doing Molten Core anyway, so it doesn't really incentivize you if it drops reals. It doesn't really incentivize you to go do something else. So he wanted to incentivize people to go do dungeons. And he did say something that I've been complaining about since the very start, and that is that the loot tables on Azuregos and Kazakh suck. So he is going to make it so Kazakh and Azuregos will drop reals. We do not get clear information on how many reals they are gonna drop, but even if it is just one, right? We really need some reason to do Kazakh. Like, the way it works, if you make it drop one real, is that your friend goes like, you wanna do Kazakh, and instead of saying no, you're like, well, I might as well help him, at least I'm gonna get one real. So I think it's gonna move the needle, and I think it's a great change, and I agree with his reasoning. A rare scenario where Medina agrees with Agrend. People were gonna keep doing Molten Core no matter what, right? So his reasoning of the point of reals is to make you do stuff. If you are doing something no matter what, does it really make you do more stuff? No, it doesn't. So I like the reasoning. I think it is a sound idea, and hopefully we're gonna see a lot more people doing dungeons. That will be really neat. Now, if I were to guess, and this is kind of my fear because it happens every freaking phase, is that 2 weeks into the phase they are gonna nerf the price of the bracers to the ground, and that's gonna make people stop doing dungeons. Please do not do this. Please, Agrend, do not do it. But we know what's gonna happen. Why are we fooling ourselves? They always screw over the people that try. That's why I tell you, do not try. We also got news on how the new affixes for Blackwing Lair are gonna work here. He's confirming my fear, which is that you will be able to choose what affix you get. However, he's putting a twist on it. There is a weekly bonus, so every week you get a bonus for choosing one particular affix. We do not know yet what the reward is gonna be. Some people are speculating that Suzerain and all the class weapons are gonna be behind that reward. We are not too sure of it, but I think I do know how the bonus is gonna look like, how we're gonna know what the bonus for the affixes is, because there is a little dragon next to Victor Nefarian at the start of the dungeon, right? So my guess is that whatever color that dragon is, if you see a green dragon, it's the green affix, if you see a red dragon, it's the red affix, and so on and so forth. I think that's the way we're gonna know how the bonus works. We do not have exact information on what the bonus is gonna do, but I assume it's gonna make it a little better or something like that. There is a typo here, Dragonic. Haha, I guess that Internet Blizzard is gonna get fired now. I am so evil. But they are explaining a little bit more on how the tier set bonuses are gonna work. As you guys know, you can choose between if you wanna have your tier 2 with the tier 2 set bonus or the tier 1 set bonus. If you get the tokens and you talk to Nefarian, you're gonna get your tier 2 token, your tier 2 piece like always. But if you go to the Hydraxian Waterlords in Molten Core, that's like Duke Hydraxis at the start of Molten Core. If you take your tier 2 armor to him, he can turn it into a Core Force. That's the tier 1 set bonus. It seems like a bit of a nuisance, but it makes sense. Now, the question I got here is, okay, we know that's how you get Core Forced. Can you turn Core Forced into Draconic? I really hope that you can, because this implies that you can't, right? Like, they didn't mention it. And granted, I understand the reason they wouldn't want to do it, maybe that they don't want to get in all the tier 1 set bonus on week 1 and go into tier 2 instantly the second that you get a couple pieces. I don't see the harm on it, really. I don't see why that would be bad for the game either way, honestly. But this would imply that you cannot go for Core Force and then revert it to tier 2. So all the people that use the tier 2 set bonus, they are going to be behind on their progression, because they are going to have to wait until they get their 4 piece or their 6 piece before they can even equip the freaking tier 2, if that's the case. And that's really dumb. I think a lot of people are gonna stick with the tier 1 set bonus, not because it is better, but because it is like, it makes sense. Why would you like wait until you get 6 pieces to change your set? Some set bonuses are way too good to like go without a set bonus for 2 weeks. They are also saying that we're gonna get new Zul'Gurub enchants. That's pretty interesting. They did not data mine those yet. As far as I know, they didn't find them yet, so that's a new thing. But it would seem that Best in Slot is gonna change this phase. They are also talking about the hard modes. They have yet to explain what the hard mode is gonna look like, but they already said that they were gonna do a hard mode where if you do not kill the bosses before Hakkar gets stronger and you get a reward for it. That mechanic was already in vanilla proper, by the way. That was always the case. The only difference is that it didn't give you anything. Now you are gonna get something for it. Also, take a look at that. We got a spoiler on the new raid. By the way, guys, they are doing a new raid. Prince Thunderan in Silitus, the guy from Thunder Fury, he's gonna be a raid boss. He's gonna reset on the same 3-day lockout that all the other raids like Onyxia and Wolboffs do, so that's also another thing. And take a look at that, okay? He is going to drop the tier 2 belt. That's news here. That's new stuff here. So that's definitely gonna be something you wanna do every single lockout. We also got to see like a special dagger for casters that looks really neat, and I'm sure there's gonna be some more stuff in there. I hope they put some more stuff in there. I think they learned the lesson from Kazak and Azuregos that their loot tables freaking sucked. So hopefully we got something cool for every class, so it's easy to get a group for it. Another weird change is you cannot right click off the buff of Petri Flask anymore. So I don't know if they make it so you cannot use it for some mechanic. They are trying to stop the cheese. That seems very weird. Of course, the Flask of Petrification is most famous from hardcore, where people will use that flask. It makes you immune to stuff. A lot of people use that flask to avoid dying in hardcore. That's the main use for it that you see everywhere. Is there some mechanic that you can skip with Petri Flask? Okay, I think the reason that they are doing it this way is because they do not want people cheesing Ebon Rock, because you know how Ebon Rock will kill everybody after a certain time passes? I think that's what they are doing here. They want to stop you from like triggering that. Like, I guess you could skip it with Petri. It's still weird though. I don't know why they would go out of their way to change that. Maybe for PvP, something like that. I am lost on that. I don't know why they want to do that. They are also putting the Bracer token in the Real vendor. It's gonna cost, if I am not mistaken, 125 reals. So that's a lot of dungeons. And they are also nerfing Eshkandar, Empyrean Demolisher, First Striker, and Iron Foe because their proc rates were apparently higher than they were supposed to. People were asking me in my video on the best warrior weapons. This has been data mined for a while, by the way. The reason that I didn't include Eshkandar is because they nerfed it to the ground, but now it turns out that they are gonna also nerf the Empyrean Demolisher, so yeah, I guess it's RIP for both. It's very sad on the Fell Striker, right? Like, the rogues love their Fell Striker, that's gonna hurt. Fell Striker is such a cool weapon. And they are also gonna make the Cloak enchant from the Hydraxian Waterlords to give you 35 resistance instead of 20, so you gotta refresh your enchants. They also did the same thing with the Argent Dawn, and it's now at Revered. You can get a Revered instead of Exalted, so if you got those enchants already, I assume you're gonna have to take the item and re-enchant it. I think that change barely went live today. I didn't check on it, honestly. I should go check on it. Okay, let's see here. Apparently the patch just dropped and all my add-ons are breaking, but let's see my enchant here. That's what I wanna know. Oh god, my LBY is broken. Not this again. I'm gonna have to update all my add-ons now before Blackwing Lair. That sucks. But yeah, let's take a look at here. Yeah, okay, it automatically updated all my enchants already, so that's cool. Yeah, I guess you don't have to check on it, but update your add-ons. I'm gonna have to do that after recording this. That sucks. Oh, we are also getting instant mail in the same account, so for your olds. About them time. That took a while. Ooh, they are removing the cooldown from DMF. You can get Dark Moon Fair buff even if you die, you can go at it again. So that's probably to stop the griefing that happens of the Alliance or the Horde camping their camps and not letting the other faction get their buff. I guess that's cool. They are also making the Rend quest repeatable because like there's only so many people that still gotta do that quest. Of course, it's getting rarer and rarer to get a Rend buff nowadays. So I see why they made it this way. So that's pretty cool. I agree with these changes. There is, however, one last change I want to talk about. Molten Core will now allow 40 people in Season of Discovery. So the drama that started this whole thing, it was like a bit of a mess. We were allowed to get 40 people at the launch of Molten Core this phase. That was something you could do. It was not intended, it was a mistake, and they nerfed it. I think the next week you couldn't do it anymore. I always thought this should have been the difficulty mode for Molten Core, just making it hard for 20 and easy for 40. That's the way I would have done it. That's the way Ubers used to be back in the day, in the private server days, for example, or Stratholm 2. You could bring 10 people and they were much harder back then because classes sucked. So most people used to do them at 10 people. Ubers with 15 people, it was not rare. That was the way people did it. Once you got good, you would do it with 5 people, right? I don't know why they didn't do it this way from Molten Core from the start. I think the whole hit mechanic, they are regretting about it. They realized it was a mistake. So now, traditionally, like every time happens with WoW, the previous raid raid after the new raid comes out gets nerfed to the freaking ground. So if you wanna Zerg Molten Core in 5 minutes, now you can. I am happy about it. I wouldn't mind it. That's actually good. As you guys know, Blackwing Lair will allow you to take more than 20 people, and I think the meta will be to take more than 20 people, and we are gonna be doing Blackwing Lair with the stream the 26th of September. Crusader Strike US is a mega server now, so everybody from NA that wants to join the raid, you can join the Discord. I'm gonna drop a link in the description. We're gonna do the easy mode. We're not gonna do affixes the first week. We're gonna just go there, figure out, have a good time, probably wipe for a couple hours. It's gonna take like 4 hours to clear it, I am sure of it. I got no problem with it, don't take it too seriously. If you show up with wall buffs and consumables, that's all I really care about, just try. So yeah, we're gonna have signups in the Discord if you wanna show up for that. And if we get stuck, I'm gonna get 5 more people, right? If I get stuck at Beltras, I'm just gonna go to trade chat and I'm gonna get 5 more people and we're gonna 25-man the raid. That's the way it's gonna work. And I am so happy it is the case. Zerg raids are back. Zero effort raids are back. What else could you want in life? Vanilla is back. Vanilla is back in all its glory, baby. I know it doesn't show it, but I am really excited for that, okay? I am sick of the Molten Core hit mechanic messing everything up. I am sick of it, okay? I want to just go there, show up, be stupid for 4 hours, and come out with my loot. That's all I wanted. And they are finally accepting that's what everybody wanted. Even though they pretend, even though people love pretending they want an insane raid like in retail where it's super hard, people don't care about that. They just want to show up and have a good time, and we're getting it. So people are gonna have to deal with it. I'm here, I suck at the game, get used to it. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.